Join me in a word of prayer. May the words of our mouths and the meditations of our hearts be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, our rock and our Redeemer. Amen. So I'm going to mention some words and see what they bring to mind. Okay? The words are this: family and friends and community, team, fellowship, classmates, troop, congregation. What do all those words bring to mind? There should be things like love and friendship and time and life, relationships, memories, stories, joys and sadness, play, arguments. Anything else? They're all relational kind of words, aren't they? Friends and family. We live for community. As I mentioned in the wedding sermon yesterday, that's how God creates us, to live in community. It's amazing to me that the Christian faith has community at its heart. Father, Son, and Spirit. You can't separate them. You can't understand the Father without the Son, without the Spirit. It's all community. It's all within family. Pretty cool. We live for family. It's how we identify ourselves, how we understand who we are. Carol and I just went on a long trip to Colorado and Nebraska to see our brothers and our sisters and our nephews and our nieces. So everybody, except for one nephew who lives in Washington, were all the one in Napa. It's only that far away. We thought it might be too far. So we didn't go to Washington State. It was a great time to reconnect with brothers and sisters and nephews and nieces. We noticed that everybody but us is getting a whole lot older. And the little kids who used to be our nephews and nieces are now bigger. And it's kind of fun. We live to be in community, to be in family, to be in a relationship with one another. Servicemen and servicewomen who serve in our military, when they go off to fight, they're not really fighting for freedom or any other high ideals. They're fighting to protect their brothers who are standing right next to them. It's that brotherhood, that sisterhood, that is all important. Now you may be wondering, okay, this is nice and fine to talk about this kind of stuff. Are you going to talk about anything that's in the Bible? I mention the Bible at all today? So here it is. The Psalm for the day, we should have recognized that first verse. First verse that goes, may God be gracious to us and bless us and make his face to shine upon us. That is our benediction. We almost always, we haven't used it for a little bit, but we almost always use that as our benediction when we gather for worship. We sing songs, we hear the Bible, we come to the Lord's Supper and do all that stuff. At the very end, we close with this benediction. May God be gracious to us and bless us and make his face to shine upon us. And then we leave. Note that what I said there, when we come to worship, when we gather together as a congregation, when we depart, these are the words we're left with. It's all about family. It's all about community. It's all about congregation and story and memory and joy and sadness and all that and more. May the Lord bless us and keep us. May the Lord's face shine upon us and give us peace. We hear this as a benediction on Sunday. Every routine, normal Sunday, just like today. Those special days like Christmas and Easter, we hear it at baptisms and we hear it at funerals and we hear it at weddings. We hear it and we know that we are part of a community. We are part of a family. And it's really nice. We're in it all together. We hear it and we know that wherever we go, whatever we do, God is with us, walking with us all the way. I think that's pretty neat. I think we don't think too much about it, like we don't think too much about family or community. We kind of take it all for granted until maybe it's gone and then it's too late to realize what we've lost. But it is vital to us as is water and air and bread and wine. We come to the table and we come as community. And Jesus comes and clearly tells us, I am now part of you, you are now part of me. God is as present for us as could possibly be. God's story lives in us, our story lives in God, God's story lives in us, our story lives in God. It just goes on and on and on. We can and should feel very comfortable about that. And sometimes we get a bit complacent about it. God's with us, we're with God, everything is right with the world because we have our family. We have our community. We have our congregation. It's all very, very nice. Let's scared Carol this morning because I took away the mirror. So you look at the mirror, you ought to see us, right? We all look pretty good, don't we? Of course, we're in Wisconsin, so we can't say we look pretty good. We can say, well, we don't look too bad. We don't look too bad. This is us. This is who we are. Pretty cool to be us. Now, we could just say amen, and I could sit down and be done with it, except we have those other readings today. We can't just stay focused on that first verse of Psalm 67 and feel really good. We can feel really good, but then there's those other readings where God has us to expand our idea a little bit about what family and community is all about. When we traveled to see our brothers and sisters and nephews and nieces, we also saw a whole big bunch of country, okay? We didn't just go to St. Paul to see Megan and Will. We didn't just go to Grand Junction to see my brother David and family. We didn't just go to Longmont to see my nephew and family. We just didn't go to Pueblo to see Carol's sisters and family. We didn't go to North Platte to see my brother and family. We also saw a big chunk of Minnesota, a huge South Dakota, like forever, big chunk of Wyoming, a little piece of Utah we had to go through, and a big chunk of Colorado, and then Nebraska and Iowa, and finally back to Wisconsin. We saw a whole bunch of country, and we saw a whole bunch of people. We were in Yellowstone, and we heard English, but we also heard German and Japanese and all sorts of other languages. A lot of people were there. So yeah, we saw family, but we saw a whole lot of other people as well. So it is with our family of God, our congregation. It's not just us. When you look at the book of Isaiah, Isaiah says, that God says, that there will be foreigners who are going to join themselves to the Lord, and they too will love the name of the Lord. Foreigners, you know. And some of them foreigners we may like, and some of them foreigners we may not like at all. Last week we had vacation family Bible camp out at McCullough Park. What? Vacation Bible School. And one of the stories we worked on was Jonah and the whale, and of course the people of Nineveh. And you all know the story of Jonah. God said to Jonah, go to the people of Nineveh, tell them that I love them, tell them all they need to repent, and I'll forgive them of what they've done wrong. And Jonah says, I don't want to do that. I don't even like the people of Nineveh. Why would I do that? So Jonah ignored that completely and went the opposite direction. He went on a boat and tried to get away from what God was asking him to do. Of course, we all know what happened. There was a big storm, right? The boat was going to sink, and Jonah said, just throw me overboard. This is, God's going to save you guys, but God's after me. So he threw him overboard. A big, huge fish swallowed him up whole, kind of like a whale or some big fish. And Jonah finally got out of the fish, ended up on the dry land, and said, okay, God, I'll go to Nineveh if that's really what you want me to do. I won't like it, but I'll go. He goes to Nineveh, mumbles around the big city of Nineveh, repent and believe God wants to save you. And then he walks away, hoping nothing happens, looks down, and lo and behold, all the people of Nineveh take the word seriously. They put on the sackcloth and the ashes, and they repent. And Jonah is just beside himself. Why? Finally, at the very end of the story, Jonah gets it. Okay, God's love is really for all people. All right, I understand. That's the way it is. We're never supposed to be really satisfied and comfortable with our congregation, with our family, with our relationship with God, if that satisfaction means that it's just for us. And we keep everybody else out, because God will simply have none of it. Won't have any of it. Paul knew this to be true. When he wrote to the Romans, he said, now look out. You guys are maybe thinking that the Israelites are no longer part of the kingdom. Guess what? God never revokes any of the promises that God makes. It's always true. God won't revoke God's promises. God's people are God's people forever. God loves all people, so keep those doors open, keep your arms unfolded, keep your hearts and minds wide open for the possibilities that may be there. Then we come to the gospel story, and there's a lot of ways to try and understand that. Canaanite woman comes to Jesus. Her daughter is sick. She wants her daughter to be healed. Jesus ignores her. The disciples want to keep the Canaanite woman away because she's making a ruckus. Some people try to hurry up Jesus and make Jesus seem like the good guy by saying, well, he's just trying to teach the disciples a lesson, so he's going to wait and see if the disciples ever get it. No, that's trying to keep Jesus clean in this story. The disciples, you can't keep them clean because they're just a mess. Well, they want to keep the Canaanite woman away. They don't want her bothering them. Keep them outside. Jesus for us, not for anybody else. Will keep all those people away. The Canaanite woman, it would have been a better translation to say a Canaanite mother, because then it's really clear. She's a little pushy, in this story. But then she's fighting for her daughter. When we were in Yellowstone, there were some signs we'd see every once in a while. There's a mother bear and cubs, so look out. That's what the sign said. It didn't go on to say, don't get between the mother bear and the cubs. It didn't say that. You kind of had to know that would be a bad thing to do. Well, the Canaanite woman is just the mother bear, right? I mean, she's the mother. She's going to fight for her daughter. So yeah, she's a little pushy. She says to Jesus, even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from the table. So come on. I want my daughter healed, and I know you can do it. Jesus finally relents and does what she asks. So, either Jesus taught that lesson that he wanted to teach, or the woman taught Jesus and the disciples a new lesson about inclusivity, that all people are entitled to the grace and love and mercy of God. So I'll ask you again, what do you think about when you hear these words? Family and friends and community, team, congregation, truth, neighbors. Do you see the group that you normally would think of? Well, of course you do. I mean, you can't. Why wouldn't we? Of course, we normally think of our families and our communities. These are the people we relate to, the people we understand, the people we have come to love, and sometimes have come to tolerate, and the people who have loved us and at times have tolerated us as well. Let's look at that mirror again. Hold the mirror up again. You can probably see yourselves again, right? See our community, our congregation. Hopefully there's some other people you see in this mirror though. Maybe as reflections, maybe they're on the side somewhere. You see the people of Nineveh anywhere in that mirror? You see the Canaanite woman in that mirror, demanding, asking, pleading for love and grace. See other people in that mirror? Hope so. They're in there. Community and family and all of that, when God is at work, it means a whole lot more than what we would normally mean it to be. We see the strangers and we see the people of Nineveh. We are definitely in God's family. We are definitely in God's community, in God's congregation. We are among God's neighbors. That's a for sure thing. But the people of God, the family of God, is way, way, way larger than we can even ever imagine. Do you know anybody who might need to know that they're a part of God's family, that they're having some struggles in life, and if they could just let themselves go, let God be with them, that their lives might turn around, take a different course? Do you know anybody like that who just needs to know you're a part of the family of God? And you need to know that God loves you as well. Who do you think should be telling them that, they're part of God's family? You want to take another look in the mirror?